Okay guys, I'm going to show you the technique that I kind of failed at earlier because those guys were deleting items, and hopefully I don't run into people deleting items this time. Another technique I forgot to tell you guys when you're doing things solo, and I haven't mentioned this in any other video, it really depends on the time of day. Earlier in the day, you know, when people have their fresh five, that's the time people are gonna really go at it. But if you go right at the end of the day, or if you're really committed, you could go at like 3 in the morning on that server, depending on whether or not you're playing on a server. I don't recommend waiting till, but if you do, a lot of people won't be on. All right, I'm gonna enter solo. We're entering at the last few seconds, okay? Now, we're gonna see if this is a new zone or not. It's really important to see if this is a new zone when you go in. That's how you, the technique. Okay, so this is not a new zone, and it looks like people have already looted a ton. I might just grab a few things. But honestly, I shouldn't. 20 bandages. Okay, this is not a zone. People are not deleting stuff in this zone, which is good for us. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to find a hiding spot. I'm already moving around more than I should be. It's really annoying. Okay, I'm struggling to show you guys how to do this because the very nature of trying to entertain is not the way that you should do this solo. If you're doing it with a team, it's great. Go at it. It's so much fun, so much PvP. But if you're going solo, you need to just embrace the wait, okay? We entered at the last second. No one else can enter this zone now, okay? The zone is locked. So whatever people leave behind, and they've already left 20 bandages behind, that is all ours, okay? So we're just gonna get the refuse of what is left over, and we're gonna take that home, and that's gonna be our win. So hopefully I'll get to show you guys something successful. The last 2 times I've tried to record a video showing you guys how to do it solo, I feel like I've gotten unlucky. Some of you might be like, no, that's exactly what is the experience. Running into people that delete items, I don't think that is common. I guess we'll tell. Maybe it'll become more common, or maybe it'll become less common because people realize they're putting a lot of work into just being a jerk. So we're just kind of chilling here. We're waiting it out, waiting for everyone to leave. You can see here that we're next to a room that hasn't been opened. So that's a good sign that there's not... Oh, never mind. Someone's opening it right now. I really want to sneak and see. Okay, I'm gonna sit right here. I want to see what kind of gear he's got. I mean, I don't have good gear. No, he doesn't have good gear either. Wait, it says he has 500 gear score. Here it comes. What is he hitting me with? I killed him too. No, he didn't kill me. I thought I died. Look at that. I thought that he killed me and then I killed him afterwards, which would have been really sucky for him, but it looks like I got the win. Obviously, I didn't bring very good gear. Man, it sucks that he ran right in where I was at. I'm also really low level on this account. Are you the real Fuerza? Yes, but don't give me grace because I'm trying to teach people how to play this game. Oh, I gotta delete this stuff. Oh my gosh. Click, delete, 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 delete. Hurry. Okay. You have to obviously delete the body that you killed, otherwise people are gonna want to check that bush. So that guy that came into this bush is naturally going to be someone who's a little bit more cautious because I'm hiding in a bush that, you know, it's a hiding bush. I'm Protector 3. Where are you? Wow. This is so frustrating. Okay. I don't know if I hid in the best bush. There are a lot of bushes you can hide from. That obviously was not one. Oh, I'm so frustrated right now, guys. I promise you can do this event. I'm pretty sure they saw a speech bubble. Can I get a confirmation? They changed this game so much that I don't know. Actually, let me...
The rest of it. No,
hey, guys.
What's up?
I'm recording a video right now. If someone's in a bush and they're typing, can you see the speech bubble?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, okay. Then I was just hiding in a bad bush. It got checked twice.
The only things you can see through so there's actually a glitch in a way excellent where you can see that they're in the bush.
Wait, there's a glitch where you can see people in a bush?
Yeah.
It very smally moves or like has this type of look. A lot of people don't know about it, and a lot of people don't like.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. It's kind of like the reeds are a little spread out in one section.
You have to put a section of that bush in either your upper left-hand corner of the screen or the upper right-hand corner. And then what happens is if you move back and forth, the bush actually moves like they're moving in the bush, but they could be standing completely still.
Got it.
I wouldn't put that in a video because not a lot of people know that.
Well, I mean, it's in a video. It's in a video now.
It's an advantage. It's an advantage if you don't know about the glitch.
I don't think people are gonna still try to use it nowadays. Though.
So we can show you how it works. Just go, or just have somebody stand in the bush and go look at them in the upper left hand or upper right hand corner.
I'm just frustrated because I'm trying to. I just chose a bad bush to sneak in. I should have known the first time because someone came into it and I thought, yeah, this isn't the best bush. It's kind of in a pathway, and then I could have easily gone into the room that he had just cleared with an enemy and hid behind the archer. But I was stupid and didn't do that. So
do you want to know?
The dagger and the new legendary weapons, you can see those in the bush, kind of like the old.
Well, no, I was trying to show him low gear, like really crappy gear.
Low gear, crappy. Yeah, you can't see that.
Oh wait, actually I do think I had just a Kyrgyz bottle. But you can't see a Kyrgyz bottle through a bush, can you?
Yeah, no, you can't see a Kyrgyz bottle through the bush.
Yeah, I was just hiding in a bad bush. It's a bummer because you have to wait 2 hours to record the same video again.
Yeah, but no, what I was saying, if you want, we could run a duo tomorrow, or if.
Well, I'm trying to show people how to do it solo, and it is hard solo, but it's really just about patience. And I've realized once I started trying to record these videos that I'm so bad at being patient when I'm trying to entertain at the same time, because it's so boring to just sit in a bush for 20 minutes while everyone leaves the zone and then you clean up afterwards. And what's interesting, what is very different right now that is surprising me is people are really just obsessed with cleaning every box. Even if they've got a full inventory, it feels like they just keep going. I don't know. Anyways, I'm just frustrated because every time I start a video and then I screw up, I know one, I'm gonna get a lot of flack from people who are like, see, it is impossible. And then two,
it's
not impossible, it's just very challenging because it is supposed to be a family oriented event. They even say that in the solo part. It's supposed to be a family-oriented event. You could do it solo, but it is very challenging. And
well, they have a solo button, so it seems like it's not supposed to be just a family-oriented event. I mean, people got so excited when they saw.
You see, what I think it is if they had a solo button, a duo button, a trio button, and a family button, it would be hard to match with people. It would still be like there was dead zones all the time because there's only so many people in each category.
Then add a 1 minute matchmaking time.
Yeah. No, I agree.
What in the world? Like, why would they not just be like, you know what? We're gonna have to add a 1 minute matchmaking time. Sorry guys, that's annoying. But I think people would understand. They'd say, well, it makes sense. Like,
honestly, sometimes I feel like they don't play their own game.
Yeah, at least temporary. I kind of, I'm annoyed that devs haven't made that solo thing just for solo. I actually got jumped 1v3 yesterday.
Yeah.
But no, I would say the best thing to do is to try and match with somebody in a solo. Get a group of guys that are solo, and just
Yeah.
seriously try and match with them. Type in the chat. Just type dot, type hey, or don't kill me. And if somebody at the VC sees you, then just get to the middle as fast as you can to meet up.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, that's your best chance for going in solo, because it's hard.
Well, and stun traps. Stun traps definitely help as well. What's frustrating is anytime I'll do it on my own, I'll find a lot of success. But then when I record is when...
Yeah. That's what happens too with PvP. As soon as you start hitting that record button, you don't find any PvP. But if you forget to record, there's so much that you're like, man, I really wish I was recording.
Yeah.
Cook was
You're right, Forza.
That first one, and I think he said he got 300 points going solo when he tried match you that first time.
Yeah. I mean, it only takes one really successful run that, you get lucky, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I got my points for the day.
There's a couple things that can work in your favor, JCF.
What's that?
Your exit point. If it's one of the corners, you're way better off than if it's one of the two middles.
Yeah. That makes sense.
It's a huge advantage.
Yeah.
Because if it's one of the corners, you can go through the middle to get to that other corner and hope that the other guy's already circling the outside.
Yeah.
So when I spawn in, I open 2 doors to my right deep, 2 doors to my other way deep, and then I go to the middle. And I make it look like that area, maybe I'm hiding in somewhere.
Yeah.
I go to the middle,
That's
kill
smart.
the boss, loot that chest, and then I loot the 2 other chests you can sneak to,
Yeah.
just under the boss.
Yeah.
And then from there, I look where my portal is to exit, and I
Yeah.
start making my escape plan. I
Yeah.
start going over from the middle towards their section, and I'm looking at the mini-map to see if there's any sections that are open on that side yet.
Yeah.
If there's not, there's a good chance it's a weak player hiding in that corner just waiting. If it's open, then I want to go around to another side and try to loop around.
Yep.
But I've been having pretty good success doing that. And then the bushes you find, it's even sometimes good to take a mob and run away with them, and then run back into that bush and let the mob run back and face the bush. So you're in that bush with the mob right there, so you can't get into it.
Got it. That actually is a really smart tip. Like, that's really... Guys, if y'all just heard that... So, in a lot of these videos where I'm trying to show you guys how to do it solo and I'm failing, it's usually because often I say, this is what I should do, but this is what I'm going to do, and then I would have succeeded if I did what I should do. But what he just suggested is a perfect tactic. You basically go into a zone where there is, you take the mob away, and then you reset the mob in a way that it would have to get procced to be able to, for them to get into the same bush that you're in, whereas they could easily sneak around. Then you just wait there for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. You just leave it going. You go do something else. You don't have to worry about it. And then you just kind of keep from going AFK. And then once everyone's cleared, then you go and you just get what's left over. I mean, you saw in that zone, some guy left 20 bandages just because his inventory was so full. And I think as bones become more and more common, as people are like, oh, I got all my season points, the people are going to start leaving bones. They're going to be going for the points, for like Odin's points, and you're going to be able to go and just find a chest with bones in it, because that's, why not, right? Because they don't need it. So
Hey Furza,
yeah.
for your video, I've watched your content, by the way, and just some feedback on this one. It would seem kind of boring, though, to just sit in the zone for 30 minutes just to pick up scraps, no? Like, I think this is actually a really good opportunity for you to teach a lot of these people that are terrified of PvP some basic PvP tips, using stun traps, using this, how to get away as a low level. It's just an idea, but, like, I think You're not making the event more exciting for these people to tell them to go sit in the zone and hide in a bush for 30 minutes and then pick up scraps.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna go in there, guns blazing. But here's some, easy survival tips if you get run up on by someone that's higher level than you or has better gear.
No, that's great. That's
it's
great.
Just an idea. Because a lot of people watch your videos and like you have a lot of really good PvE content, but like when I read the comments, a lot of them are they're so scared of PvP and I don't know why.
Well, it's the nature of Frostborn, because the goal of Frostborn is to accumulate wealth, and that's the nature of these survival games. It was what we did in Last Day on Earth. It's what we've done in every survival game there is, and PvP is the best way to lose your gear, and especially until you get good. And so I think that's why they're scared. But you're 100% right. They're not gonna enjoy this game. The times that I feel the most thrill is when I'm doing PvP. Now, that being said, there is some excitement to seeing people run past your bush and you being like, they have no clue where I am, and you get out with, and sometimes the scraps are pretty awesome. It depends on who you're matching with, because some of these teams, they're trying to clear every box in the zone.
Absolutely. So maybe make it 2 different videos, like one for if you're super low level and you're just trying to pick up scraps, and one for like those mid-level players that are trying to figure out PvP. Because I think both of them are definitely valid, but if we're trying to make the event exciting and trying to push more people to get it, hiding in a bush for 30 minutes is not it.
Well, I am definitely making more videos. So yeah, definitely, guys, this video is join at the last second. Go find a good bush, and actually I really like Sunwoo's technique where basically you get the, or actually was it Sunwoo? No, it was someone else. It was Cooked It Twice.
Opening the doors is a great idea because it's harder for them to find you.
Definitely opening doors, and I've been saying that from the beginning. You got to open as many doors as makes it hard for people to find you. The other aspect is what Cooked It Twice said. You need to find. I've already told you guys you need to find a place where there's kind of some monsters in there, and it's kind of out of the way, which is not what I did in this episode. But if you do that and you do what he just said, where you use a bowler or something to reset them, but then they're going to be facing right next to you at the bush, to where people are just not going to check that bush. That if they tried to kill every mob that was guarding a bush, they would get so bored. And so that's going to get you that freedom to wait it out. So that's this video. This video is about hiding and waiting it out. But and then the last video I showed you guys, which I did really good, except I kept moving when I shouldn't have moved, is about getting in quick and getting those 3 chests that Cooked It Twice was talking about. And y'all saw how I got those chests really quickly. And then again, if I had just been a little bit, I saw that guy with the dragon sword. If I had just been a little bit more cautious, he would have never seen me. He would have walked right past me, and I would have been able to use his portal. So, but
I have a suggestion.
Okay.
And this is my own personal opinion.
Wait, is it about PvP or is it about?
It's from a PvP aspect, but it benefits the people that are going in just to loot and not die.
Okay.
So in a PvP aspect, we're trying to make as much use of that window as possible. So we go in right when it starts, right?
Uh-huh.
We don't spend a whole lot of time going around the entire map. We just want to go in and kill people.
Yeah.
So we go to the middle. We try and see if there's any people. We don't spend a lot of time looting every chest.
Yeah.
And then we leave. And then we try and get 3 runs, and then we're hopefully out, and then there's 20 minutes left. We go in again. We try and get out, we'll loot a little bit more, but then we go in at the last second, and then that's when we go through and loot every single box. So going in at last second, that's kind of everybody's go-to, even if you are PvPing, but to collect everything. So if you're going in to just stealthily go around, my suggestion would be to go in earlier as opposed to later, because everybody's going to be doing that.
Wow.
If you're PvPing and everything, and that's what we do as a full family too. We'll go in at the very last second, and we'll stay through rifts and everything. you know, just looting every single chest and doing all that. So if you're in there, we'll find you. I mean, that's if
Yeah.
you go in at the very last second.
Or maybe you won't find them, but they're not going to get any loot left. There's
Yeah,
not going to be any loot. So
yeah.
that kind of really basically what you just said completely defeats the purpose of this whole video, but I think you're right. my whole idea was to show up at the last second, but I think it is resonating as what you're saying is right. That's when the teams are really care about. So really, if you're going to hide and take the refuge, you actually need to do it early on. All right, guys. Well, that's what we're going to do. We're going to end this episode with us going in the beginning, trying the same technique to get the leftovers. We're going to let the 6 people spawn in. And then once the zone is locked, not because people couldn't spawn in, but because the zone is locked, then we're going to go at it and see if we can't, you know, see if people left over. Maybe they had this huge PvP battle. See if we can't get some of the stuff they have left behind. Okay, guys, we just figured out something really huge about this new event. This was sent to me by, who is it? Cook that sent this to me? Yeah, so Cook sent this to me. And it's hilarious because he was like, oh, look at all these people killed. It's more than 6. Okay, which up until this point we thought once 6 people enter the zone, it's locked. That is obviously not true. This zone has been there from the beginning. And if you guys watched one of my other videos, you'll notice that I was in this zone. I wasn't here when Teffy was asking for peace, but I was here. You know, at this point, I'm pretty sure it was the same. It was the same guys, and it was these guys that deleted everything. It was the video where the team went and just started deleting stuff because their inventories were full, but they just deleted everything valuable. You know, I could be wrong, but either way, this proves it that, you know, this guy's down, so he's a team. We got Teffy was in the zone. We got Homero. So that's 1 or 2. And then Casper was never downed, so he was 3. But then we also have Warpath and Chad, that's 4 and 5. Good Name 6. Drip Melon 7.
Drip Melon and Good Name were in the same team.
Oh, these guys are in the same team. Okay, you're right. So I actually can't count because we don't know if Warpath and Chad were in the same team too.
The way I count it, or I can explain it, is Teffy was one team by himself, Gasper was by himself, and Homero was by himself. So that's 3.
Yes, because Teffy never got down. He just died by Hell's Offspring.
Exactly. So Drip Melon and Good Name were together.
Okay.
Vic Wrecker was by himself, so that's 5.
Okay.
D Killa, he got killed by himself instantly. That's 6.
Got
Crafty got killed by himself. That's 7. The military ranger Gara at the end, he got killed by himself. That's 8. Warpath was a family of 3. That's 9. CHN spawned in very late. They were a family of 3 in blue gear. That's 10. And then me was 11. And then if you were in there, 12.
Okay. I don't know if I was in there because I don't remember Militia Ren gear, and I did wait until everyone had left. So I think this is just the same people, but a different iteration. So yeah, but this still proves it. Even if you might have missed one person that was in a team with someone else, which it sounds like you were pretty well aware, it's still obviously more than 6. This shows that there's more than 6, which this changes the way that we want to do this event, because if a zone can just keep getting reused, and maybe there's only 6 teams in at a time, then that means that really you want to enter right at the beginning. I think it's your best bet to run into low levels because I think a lot of people are doing that. It also is your best chance of just getting loot, and then you got to try to get out. But that's the beauty of the Tarkov approach. So this is fascinating. That is helpful information because, yeah, basically a zone can just keep getting reused. That's really lame. And honestly, there's been a few times that when I've spawned in at the end, where I've run into just pretty much an empty zone already. So
yes, the doors be opened, your area's kind of cleared out.
All the chests have been looted. I mean, it's an empty zone. So I don't know what it requires to lock a zone, or if zones can even be locked. Like, if every chest is looted, will it reset the zone, or will, if there's a spot, like, people will enter into a crappy zone? That seems pretty lame, but I guess the only way to cure it is just to enter in the beginning when everything resets.
Yeah. I would imagine it's like the North Zone. Sometimes you enter the North Zone and it's already cleared out a little bit. Sometimes you get a fresh one.
Yeah. You know, what's interesting is since this last patch, I have not run into a new zone towards the end of the 30 minutes on NA at all. So I wonder if there's something, I wonder if they changed something.
And I was saying that earlier today because I had loaded into a zone and it was already open. And when I ran around, I had seen some friends and they killed a certain amount of people and I thought it was safe. And then I ran into a different 3-man that had spawned in like right next to me. And I was like, this is weird.
Wow. Yeah, I think they changed it. So really, you just need to spawn in the first second. That definitely changes some of the... I think that might make some of the videos that I've already recorded obsolete. That's all right. It is what it is.
I definitely thought that, you know, your idea of going in at the end, that was the wrong idea if you were just going in to sneak around, because that's when the real PvPers are going to loot everything, you know,
well,
because they have nothing. Yeah.
In my mind, if enough people did it, it would spawn new zones. But what I'm realizing now, while that is still somewhat true, it's better to do it in the very beginning of the event, because that's your best chance. You know, the more solos, the more you're going to spawn more events.
I don't know. I think it's going to be different, you know, obviously after the season. People's attitudes are going to change about the whole place. You know, the bones aren't going to be there for the season, so that's going to be a little different. So people are really just going to go there for either the PvP or the points, but the real PvPers are going to want to get as many zones in as they can, so they're going to try to maximize the opportunity of that 30 minutes.
Yeah, which I think basically what they'll do is, if their real active team is, they'll just do one of their spots per 30 minutes. You just start in the beginning and you just stay in that zone until you've got 4 bags full of purple. and new teams can even still spawn in. It seems like.
Well, our thing is we try and reset. You know, if we're killing, you know, if we killed 3 teams or 5 teams, 6 teams, we're done out of that zone. You know, we don't think there's going to be any more people spawning in. We're looting the middle chests. We're going to a corner. We're leaving. We're resetting the zone. Basically, we're going to a different one. Not really resetting. We're just.
I mean, I think that's good. I think that's good in the sense that, I mean, usually by that time your backpacks are full, but what I think we're learning now is that, and a whole new team could spawn in, and you could be ready for them.
Yeah.
It might be kind of cheap, but if that's the way they have it set up, I don't like that.
I guess
especially
it just
if you
on the
clear it and you have those bones and they spawn in and take them from you after you did all that legwork.
Yeah, no, I think it's good to try to reset. I'm just saying that it might be better to wait 2 hours or an hour and a half and do it again, because then you guarantee a reset. Whereas you could, at this new way they have it set up, you could enter a already looted zone that people have already left with the loot.
Yep.
And that would suck to use one of your 5 times if you're trying to maximize it, and you get in there and it's like, we're not getting much. But I think there is some kind of matchmaking, even though it seems really bad, and there's definitely a lot of one-mans connecting with 4-man teams. There have been times when I go solo and I feel like I'm matching with only solos.
I think you're right to a certain point, where it's like it'll try to match you with the lowest available people if you're a low level.
Yeah.
But if there's none, it'll just fill it with whoever is available.
Yes, I think you're exactly right. And what bothers me is that they don't have a Like just add a 30-second wait time, or they can actually still do it internally, because the truth is they're already adding wait time because you don't all spawn in at the same time. So just create more zones available so that people match more with the people of their size.
My suggestion is to create an internal queue for each zone. So you're not putting one person in that zone unless all 6 portals are ready to be, entered. Everybody entered it at the same time.
Yeah, that's what that would be my vote too, because then everyone has a more fair chance, and the matchmaking's gonna be almost instant that first minute, right? Because so many people are gonna try to join at the first minute. It's gonna be like, it might say like matchmaking 1 minute, and then it's like 6 players found, and then you just go in.
It's going to be almost like on your mark, get set, go, and then everybody spawns in and tries to get to the middle, do whatever.
And if you die and want to go back again, then maybe you have to wait the whole minute for matchmaking to get paired with the right people. But who cares? Like if it's not that big of a deal to wait a little bit. We expect it. Gamers expect to have a little bit of a wait time on matchmaking. Even on big games like PUBG, I expect to have at least a minute wait time before I get to the next battle royale. So it doesn't make sense that they don't have some kind of wait time to make sure that we get matched with the right people. I don't want to go in solo with good gear because I could run into a team, but then when I do find that zone that's all solo players, it's really frustrating to not have good gear.
Exactly.
So I hope they fix that's great. I'm going to give them that advice. That's really what it boils down to, is they need a matchmaking system. If they're going to, I think they should just have 6 portals, period. 6 people spawn in, 1 person leaves, but I think it's more important that they make them all spawn at the same time, give people a fair chance, make it feel like that's the event. And maybe if someone dies really early, then you say, hey, this person trying to get in is just a perfect match. Like his gear score, his whatever, is just a perfect match for this zone. One of their guys died early. You know what? Let's go ahead and spawn him into that already used zone. But it would be the exception, not the commonplace thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, anyways,
like
hopefully
only if they fit.
Yeah, only if they fit. Not like oh yeah, there's a team waiting there to destroy you.
Send them in.
Send them in. So I think that if they did that, it would really feel good.
Well, the good news is at least now we have a foundation or a base to start from.
Yeah.
We have a zone.
We have a zone.
Adjust it.
It's a really good zone. It's a lot of fun. They just need to fix the matchmaking, and it would be amazing.
Okay, so you already know this. There's different stages in Frostborn. There's the different stages and different levels and different things. You got the beginner stage where you're just building your base out of wood.
Yeah.
Then you got your next stage of Odin's is challenging, and then you got your next stage of running solo zones, and then later on, as you advance throughout Frostborn, then that's when you're like, you know what, I'm not satisfied. Now I'm gonna go try family PvP.
Yeah.
But it's the people that aren't at that stage yet that are going to have issues with this update and that zone that are going to have negative thoughts towards it because they're not at that point yet. They're not at
a lot of the negative
stage, or that's not for them.
A lot of the negative comments are not necessarily, oh, I hate the zone just generically. Some of those do, but I just often ignore those. But it's a lot of the legitimate complaints are what we're talking about, where it's like, hey, I got ganked by a team of 4. Why have a solo enter button if there's not an actual solo zone? That's not how they did the other zones. It almost feels like I don't think they're trying to do this, but I could see people viewing like, wait, you tricked me into bringing good gear into a zone that I thought was solo, and then I got ganked by a team. I want my gear back. So I can see why.
Now I gotta go buy more gear.
or do Odin's again.
Yeah.
And either way, it's annoying. It's frustrating, and it just further affirms, oh, I hate PvP. I never want to do this. Well, this has been
The
really
other thing too.
helpful. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, go
Cut you
ahead.
off there. But the other thing too is most of us, when we run into low-level people in zones, or when we run into like people who aren't geared well, we usually give them stuff, and we try to tell them one or two things. We invite them to the server to grow the game,
Yeah.
right? So if you look at our server, we're almost at 200 now. But like Crip said, there's a lot of people in different tiers of the game, right? That
Yeah.
are always asking us questions, and we're trying to
Yeah.
help and guide along a little bit.
Yeah.
And you can see that now with the numbers. Like there's just
Yeah.
more and more and more people coming in.
Yeah.
So
It-
like I mentioned, it's a good thing to have now, and then we can
Yeah.
kind of tweak the zone a little bit and make everybody happy. Or
Yeah.
have different events, like bosses.
Yeah, it'd be amazing. I think the first thing they need to do is just fix the event they already have, fix the matchmaking, and then personally, I think they should do what we talked about in this video, where they add that a matchmaking time so that they can better distribute gear scores. People with the same gear score.
They're worrying about not filling up zones. The least they could do is match, at the least, match, you know, duos with solos and match trios with teams, you know, because that's manageable. But matching a solo with a 3 or 4 man team that's ridiculous.
I think
mean,
there are enough solos in this game that they
I think
can
so,
match
too.
all solos. I think they should match all solos together. They can match duos and trios together, and then match 4-man teams, or maybe 4-mans are rare, but like, you know, duos and trios might match with each other, and trios and teams might match with each other. But a duo versus a team is still,
It's tough.
and I don't think there's any reason. There's so many people that play this game solo. There's
yeah,
no
the reason-
reason.
if you have a 4-man team, like in the game, if you have a 4-man family, you can still enter as a duo. You just only bring 2 of you guys in that and enter as a duo, because only 2 of you queued up. So I mean, a family can still queue up as a duo if there's not enough families. So
Yeah,
there's
Yeah.
no reason that they can't.
brilliant.
It's-
Exactly. So if a family goes in and they're trying to do a family fight, and it says, hey, the expected wait time is 5 minutes, you decide, do we want to wait 5 minutes, or do you want to split up into 2 duos and go in because the wait time's only 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Or do we want to go solo because the wait time's 30 seconds? You know, that's what every other game does. Why not do that? That would fix it.
I think the problem is the lack of teams, to be honest, because the lack of teams means the team zones don't have those 6 4-man teams to kind of compete. And a lot of people run solo now because they've seen so many videos of people starting raid when they're offline, starting raids when they're offline, and open
Yes.
doors for other people to come in and take their loot.
Yes.
You know, like all these crazy. So people are really hesitant right now in this game to join up with randoms as
Yeah.
their leader,
Yep.
right? Because of these different aspects.
Well,
So if they
and
could
because
maybe,
of
like,
raiding, it's hard to get all 4 of you on the same time. Your
Mhm.
leader clicks raid because you weren't on, you didn't communicate well, and then you come back and you've been raided, and he's like, well, why weren't you here? And I was like, well, I was here, blank, you know, and at this time, and I couldn't start the raid without you, you know, and so it just, and that's just the nature of mobile gaming, is it's just easier to be solo. So
and it's safer.
it's safer, and so why don't they just cater to that group? And if people fall in love doing it solo, then they have, like you said, they have the option to move to the team play, and they just get active people. But right now you're losing active people because you don't have anything to cater for the solo players, and a solo player doesn't want to get, I just think it makes sense that they'd want to push people to team, and I think they should, but I don't think just making a solo person get wiped out by a team is the way to motivate them. It is a way to motivate them, and I'm sure it's worked for some, but I don't think it's the best way.
It's a way to make them want to quit and make them not even want to participate in the event and not give it a chance in the future.
Yeah, which is a perpetuating problem, because the more solos that bail on this event, the harder it is to match with the solo. And
Exactly.
and
Well, that's
so
where we started.
And that's back to where we started. So I think they've got to fix the matchmaking. We just gave 2 great suggestions. And really, it's what every game does. You just add a little timer to make sure that, things are in order. And players expect it. And I appreciate that Frostborn doesn't want to do that because, a game of no wait times, but it's not working. There's a reason that the other games do that. Okay, guys, well, I think we just figured it out. I think that this is the perfect way to fix this event. Just add a timer that allows solos to match with each other, and then I think they should have an option for duos, but even if they just separated solos and teams, it would still change the game quite a bit. Duos would just decide to play it solo, and they would know, okay, I can play it. I think duos is a lot of fun, and I think trios is a lot of fun. So I think they should have one option for each one and just extend the amount of time that it takes. And if you have a 4-man team that, let's say there's not enough 4-man teams, which I don't think is actually going to be the case. I think there's going to be less 3-man teams. Well, it depends. But the point is, make it to where the wait time is longer for that group. That way you're really getting in with the appropriate amount of people. And they could do a lot of customization in it. Like, for example, if the loot is too strong in this event for solo players, then great. Then just lower the loot for the solo iteration of this event. I feel like they already did that. So do it more officially. But solos matching with teams, it just sucks. It makes it not fun. It makes it to where you can't bring good gear in. And as you guys have been seeing my video, I've been trying to show you guys how to do it solo, and if you follow my advice, you'll do a lot better than I did in those videos, whereas I didn't follow my advice. But even then, it's still going to be pretty frustrating. You're gonna maybe get 200 points occasionally, but every once in a while you'll get 30 points. And then occasionally you'll die, and so it'll be very hard to hit that 500 mark each day doing it solo, and that sucks. So this could fix the game if they just fix the matchmaking system, and hopefully they'll listen to us. All right, guys, see you next time.